Newton was strolling through a garden, much like Adam in the Garden of Eden. He sat beneath an apple tree when suddenly an apple fell on his head. Now, while others might just ignore the fruit and enjoy the scenery, Newton began pondering as to why the apple fell downward instead of going upwards. And that moment of curiosity sparked his groundbreaking theory of universal gravitation. Okay, the story may or may not be true, but what it does tell us is that sometimes theories come to life on their own, waiting to be discovered. All it takes is a simple action and a little bit of curiosity, much like Archimedes lying down in his water tub to discover the laws of buoyancy. Scientists may spend their whole life searching for something, but sometimes a breakthrough can happen just by chance. In this video, we'll look at some of the most famous discoveries that happened accidentally. My name is Siddharth, and you're watching The World of Science. Around 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began to expand from a tiny speck to the vast expanse of space that we know today. Physicists knew that this expansion was a property of the curvature of space-time, which later on came to be known as the Big Bang theory. However, for any theory to be established, there was a need for physical proof. In the 1960s, physicist Robert Dicke independently proposed that if the universe did start with a Big Bang, there must have been some residual radiation from that time left over throughout the universe. This radiation would have lost energy over time and would now be present as microwave radiation. He was keen to discover it and was about to set up a radiometer known as the Dicke radiometer to do so. Around the same time, Arno, Penzias and Robert Wilson, two radio astronomers working at Bell Laboratories, New Jersey, were setting up antennas for microwave transmission. When they started the transmission, they found out that there was too much noise in the background. They thought it was some sort of bird or dirt, but even after cleaning everything, they couldn't quite clear the signal. So they concluded that this must be some signal from a nearby building. But when this news reached Dicke, he said that it was the same measurement that he was trying to make through his own radiometer. Eventually, they realized that they had stumbled upon the cosmic microwave background radiation as predicted by Robert Dicke, thus validating the Big Bang theory. Later, Wilson and Penzias won the Nobel Prize for this accidental discovery. You know pulsars, right? They are highly magnetized rotating neutron stars that emit strong magnetic pulses and are one of the most studied astronomical objects in the universe to understand the fate of massive stars. In 1967, Jocelyn Bell and Antony Hewish, researchers at the University of Cambridge, were conducting radio astronomy experiments in search of quasars, that are basically active galactic nuclei with strong black holes surrounded by a large accretion disk. However, they stumbled upon a peculiar signal that was pulsing at a regular interval of 1.33 seconds. No astronomical object of such nature had ever been observed before. At first, they thought this might be some sort of noise interference or some signal reflecting back through the telescope. But after measuring the strength of the signal, they found that this signal was coming from very far in deep space, likely from an alien civilization. So they named the signal Little Green Men. However, this possibility was ruled out when they discovered several such pulsing objects coming from various directions within a span of 2 months. Later, they announced that they had discovered a new kind of object in the universe. Bell and Hewish's accidental discovery revolutionized our understanding of astrophysics and led to the recognition of pulsars as a new class of astronomical objects. We've all been benefited from X-rays at some point in our lives, whether it's medical diagnostics or other purposes. But did you know that even the discovery of X-rays was in fact accidental? In 1895, Wilhelm Roentgen, a professor in Bavaria, Germany, was conducting experiments with cathode rays when he noticed a fluorescent screen in his lab was glowing even when it was completely shielded from the rays. He traced this phenomenon to a mysterious type of ray emitted from his cathode ray tube, which could penetrate solid objects and create images on photographic plates. He then put different objects in the path of the light. He even put himself between the source and the screen, and the result was mind-blowing. Roentgen named these rays X-rays, with X representing their unknown nature at that time. This accidental discovery of X-rays revolutionized medical diagnostics by providing a non-invasive way to visualize the internal structures of the body. The discovery of Uranus, the seventh planet in our solar system, is an intriguing tale in the history of astronomy. Actually, Uranus was discovered a long time ago by astronomers, but then it was ignored, assuming it was a star. However, in 1781, Sir William Herschel, a German-born British astronomer, accidentally stumbled upon an object while he was conducting a systematic survey of the night sky. Herschel was using a homemade reflective telescope that he had built himself to inspect the night sky. He noticed the object moving against the backdrop of fixed stars, exhibiting a motion completely different from that of a star. Initially mistaking it for a comet, Herschel continued tracking the object's path for subsequent nights. However, its trajectory and a lack of comet's characteristic tail led him to realize that he had stumbled upon something completely different. A new planet, and this planet was Uranus. After careful observations and calculations, Herschel confirmed that the object that he had discovered was indeed a planet orbiting the Sun beyond Saturn. This marked the first discovery of a planet in modern history and significantly expanded humanity's understanding of the solar system. Herschel named the newly discovered planet as Georgium Sidus, meaning George's star, in honor of King George III of England, but it was later universally recognized as Uranus, after the ancient Greek deity of the sky. The discovery of Uranus not only added a new member to the solar system, but it also spurred further exploration in astronomy. Radioactivity is a phenomenon of high atomic materials going through a process of decay, leaving radiation such as X-rays and gamma rays. And the discovery of radioactivity was, as you guessed it, accidental. In 1896, Henri Becquerel, a French physicist, was investigating phosphorescent materials, substances which glow when exposed to light or radiation, in an attempt to understand the relationship between light and matter. As a part of his experiments, Becquerel was studying the fluorescence of uranium salts, which were known for their ability to glow when exposed to the sun. He hypothesized that the phosphorescence of these salts were related to the recently discovered X-rays, which were being actively researched at the time. To test his hypothesis, Becquerel placed a sample of uranium salt covered in black opaque paper on a photographic plate, intending to expose it to the X-rays from the sunlight and observe any resulting phosphorescence. However, the weather was bad that day, preventing sunlight from reaching the sample. So the plan was dropped for that day, and Becquerel left the salt sample and the photographic plate together in a drawer. Later, when he came to replace the plate, he was surprised to find that it was blackened despite the absence of sunlight and the sample being covered in a black opaque paper. He then realized that the uranium salt emitted a kind of radiation which was capable of penetrating the black opaque paper, affecting the photographic plate. This accidental discovery led to further investigations by Becquerel and others, including Marie Curie and her husband Pierre Curie, who coined the term radioactivity, describing the phenomenon. They also discovered that not only uranium, but also other elements like thorium and radium displayed radioactive properties. From the accidental development of penicillin to the sudden invention of microwave oven, chance encounters and unexpected results have shaped our world in profound ways. These examples demonstrate that scientific breakthroughs arise often from serendipitous moments of curiosity. After all, science is not just about theories and experiments, it is also about being open to the wonders of the unknown. So did you find this video interesting? Let us know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the World of Science. Until next time, stay scientific.